Hello everyone and welcome back to Ash of God's Redemption, and let's just continue where we left off. Okay, we have people to talk to. Sure, we can go to this merchant. Sutler. Not many dare to make a profit in a besieged fortress, but this merchant is definitely bold, or avaricious, enough to do so. What do you have? Walking and running speed. Running does not consume energy. I mean, we do have a lot. Sure. Don't know who I'll give them to, but anyway. Yeah, I can go and talk to Tenor. Been a while since we saw him. You don't know if Tenor will be glad to see you, but it is still worth talking to him. And who do we have here? Tenor. Well, I'll be. What are you doing here? Didn't think I'd see you again. I didn't think so either. Been saying my goodbyes every evening, expecting I wouldn't wake up in the morning. But still I serve. Been at it my whole life. It is what I'm doing here too. Serving an old master of mine, Count Stocket Victi. So I heard. Heard anything about his son? Bran, you mean? Not one good thing, I'd tell you, but the Count has ordered I remain silent. Neither his hiding place, nor where he was last seen. Well, it's natural. It is his son, after all. So, the scoundrel has to hide. Fitting. Is he at least treating you well? Why would he need to harm me? I dust his quarters and that's it. He's got younger servants for all his other needs. Dusting requires some vigor too. Did the Count say anything about Leaky? What's there to talk about? Not his daughter, his little glimmer of hope. Never said a word about her. Cried though. He's been crying in front of our house, by Queena's and Leaky's graves. Never uttered a bad word about you. Thanks, I appreciate it. I myself don't feel like cursing him anymore. Well, good luck to you, Tenor. I don't believe in luck now, but you still have my deepest gratitude, Master Thorn. Perhaps it would have gone on if it hadn't been stopped so abruptly. Well, doesn't matter now. Look after the Count, Tenor, all right? I know you're past your prime, but they say you're quite deft with that dagger of yours. Bran Victi won't spare his father if he comes here. The Count pities Bran, though. He's restless, always talking about him. Especially since he learned that Bran took the city guard's wages with him. Says Bran couldn't do it, then turns around and says the opposite. Well, what can you do? It's terrible to lose a daughter, but it's even worse to lose a son. Tell me if you ever need anything, Tenor. I'm always ready to help. Alright. Well, let's do Philia first, or maybe that. Nah, let's do Philia. You're curious about what Philia wishes to discuss. You arrive at the square. Despite all the commotion, you spot the motionless figure of a woman standing near the men here. It seems that it really is Philia. You should at least thank her for protecting your daughter. Suddenly, the square is bustling. You hear the clanking of armor and the nervous neighing of horses. A cavalry unit with a festively clad temple servant in the lead passes you. I have to deliver the news in our plea for help to the Primarch, the monk assures the guard. I care not if Gels are trying to lay siege to Opacum. The power of the Temple of Divine Retribution protects me better than any army. Really? For some reason, this temple servant conjures feelings of repulsion and danger. You try to ignore them. After all, the monk is only looking out for himself, same as any other temple servant would. He likely hopes that the horses are fast enough to get him out of the besieged fort. A temple servant catches your eye and squints, as if trying to remember if he's seen you before. Finally, he breaks into a smile. The fort has naught to fear with such brave protectors at the helm. Submit yourself to the will of the gods. You see the monk off, cross the square, and walk up to the men here. You made it to Opacum after all, Thorn. I'm glad I was right about you. Ophelia, thank you for protecting my daughter. How may I be of service to you? It was I who came here to aid you, to warn you of the danger to you and your people, to tell you why you are all here. Consider me my mother's messenger, if you will. What danger are you talking about? Someone among those called to this fortress is to be sacrificed. It's all that matters. Opacum is the Reaper's final obstacle. If it falls, the marked one will be destroyed. That's the whole reason you were looking for me? Just to tell me about some convoluted prophecy? Mark this, sacrifice that. What's one sacrifice compared to the thousands of lives being lost? The sacrifice will awaken one of those who command the Menhir's power. He is stronger than the Reapers. Even put together, he is stronger than them. So someone will have to bear this mark and be sacrificed, which will summon one more powerful than the Reapers, in the hope that doing so would help the Northerners capture Opacum? Do you yourself believe this? I am not asking you to believe, only to remember. Understanding shall come later. As for the nebulous nature of the prophecy, well, its outcome is uncertain. Had I met you a year ago, I'd have said you're out of your damn mind. But I saw a lot on the road from Albius to here. I will remember your words. What does this have to do with your mother? My mother taught me everything I know, though I still struggle to be even a fraction as wise. I'm just a good healer and a bit of a witch, nothing more. Wait, those bracelets you wear, they're just like my daughter's. A sorceress by the name of Sheila gave them to her. My mother has many names. Sheila is but one of them. Well, I never... Alright. If your mother is so wise, did she perhaps tell you how it all ends? Is there a chance of survival? If memory serves, your mother was an exceptional seer, was she not? I asked her about that myself. She gave no definitive answer, just said that there is hope. Although, we might also bear witness to the end of this world. Nothing is certain, even for her. Don't even know what to make of it. Fate is either in our hands, or we're forever trapped within its bounds. Still, knowing Sheila, it's her way to speak of such mysteries. Is that all you have to say? Then I shall take my leave. I hope you've understood my mother's warning. I mean, did you even tell me what it was that I should remember? How should I know what this is all about? Reapers, prophecies, marks, and other hogwash. I hope it becomes clearer with time. I mean, the only thing she told me was that the Reapers wish to sacrifice the marked one to summon the one that is stronger than them. Essentially, the god that has been sleeping for 702 years. So what, that I should try to stop the sacrifice from happening, I guess. I mean, I can certainly try. Upper, a besieged fort is hardly an ideal hiding spot, so why delay the conversation? Good to see you're in fine health, Thorn. You actually made it to Opacum. What do you expect? You want us to share this joy or something? I want you to keep your daughter safe. I've been following you since the reaping began, trying to understand how you resisted the Reaper. And now I do, having seen your daughter. It was not just your valor, but also the power she holds deep within. Where does my daughter's power come from? From you and your wife. Special people in your bloodline, or particularly traumatic events, they mark you for all time. Such marks of fate, both good and bad, can be passed to your children. I am but a soldier. Yes, I've had my share of trials along the way. I've looked death in the eyes many times. It even embraced me once, when I was in the Vale. So that's the reason. Glad I was born a year after that. Never thought it could affect her. What else do you know about the Reapers? 1,000 years ago, Outlanders came to your world. Many of their patrons perished in the transition. Those who survived had to sacrifice themselves. Before dying, they managed to plant menhirs to serve as beacons. Think of the Reapers as Outlander guard captains, with Enses as their soldiers. That's some legend. Never heard anything like it, but I always had a hunch those menhirs in the temple were bad news. So what do these Outlanders want? To ravage our lands, quench their bloodlust, reclaim the menhirs? Perhaps they simply mean to wipe us out and seize our lands. Indeed. They wish to destroy you and take your land. They'd have done so long ago were the stars favorably aligned. Some menhirs are not yet powerful enough. Their rulers are in a deep slumber, or dead, and your people are not so easy to kill. So, you're one of them, aren't you? I'm a rat that fled a sinking ship. I'm not one of them. And I do not wish to see destruction in your lands, Thorn, though it will likely come. The world of these Outlanders is dead, burned to ash. Perhaps this one's fate will be the same. There's nowhere to run now for any of us. You're worried about saving your own skin? That must be why you don't want the Reapers getting a hold of Gleda's hidden power. No one touches Gleda. They may, Thorn. I cannot promise that I'll be able to fight off the Reapers, but I'm not letting your daughter out of my sight. The Reapers? I cannot protect her from such a foe on my own. Though, why would you risk your life for Gleda? Allow me to put it this way. Do not ever give your enemies what they want from you. Makes sense, but to me, Gleda is not just some weapon to use against the reaping. She's my whole life. I appreciate the offer, but I'll protect my daughter myself. I only wish to help. You do not have to put all your trust in me. I have to go. We'll talk later. There may not be a next time. Are you certain you've nothing else to ask? First, I need to figure out if I believe you. Too many odd and terrifying truths have presented themselves to me lately. I understand, it's difficult, realizing that all you know of the world's inner workings amount to nothing. I shan't push it. Words mean little to you anyway, right? You're a man of action. You'll want to see what I can do first. Exactly. It's the deal then. I have to go now. Till later. Okay, the Frisian legions are stacked neatly in a row, while the Gels gather in droves. Yeah. The melancholic cry of Gellian pipes can be heard near Opacum. The Highlanders have encircled the fortress. Gleda touches your hand. Dad, I think I'm feeling the same magic that led the Gels to Opacum. It's like horrifying music, but without any sound. The Gels are angry, I can feel it. Where did it come from? I mean, I don't see why not. Tell her about the Gels. Where does the people's ire come from, you wonder? They harbor it, little by little. The Gellian villages are quite small. They stay secluded for most of the year. Their way of life is harsh. Every village is its own clan, its own family. All are subservient to the family chief. Not much breathing room. Where do Gels channel all their pent-up vim and vigor? Gleda seems at a loss. So you're saying that they buy and sell slaves, ravage caravans, and kill travelers because they've got a lot of pent-up energy? Of course not. You laugh. Take the Palians, for example. To them, pillaging is just like hunting or fishing is to a Birkin. But for a Gel, every skirmish, robbery, and battle is like a continuation of a never-ending war. One that's claimed his family and burned his village to the ground. It does not matter if it was 2 or 3 centuries ago, and if the last scars have been healed for 10 generations. Gleda squints. But what can be done? Berkana's been trying to pacify the Gels for centuries, and here they are clawing at Opacum's walls. They already rule the entire Vandal forest. What should we do? You grind your teeth. Kill those who must die, but spare the innocent. Although, those Gels blowing their pipes outside the walls were once innocent too. Why so quiet all of a sudden? You know, you'll only grow up once you realize that some questions have no answers. Alright. You'd prefer not to feast in a besieged fortress, but being absent is not an option. Here we go. Time tenses up like the string of a bard's lute. Frisian pipes can be heard outside. The bell clangs up in the tower. The feast is nigh, and it might just be the last one of your life. You look around, quite a lot of guests it seems. You notice Staket Vikti under the castle's arch. The old man seems to not want to leave you alone. Well, having a companion might not be so bad. You've never been in the throne room in Opacum. Frigga was built by Jabonan kings to rule the Vandal forest, while Opacum was meant to be the keystone for all of Berkana. None of that came to pass. Staket turned the throne room into a dining hall. If you live long enough to reminisce, this ought to be an experience to remember. Guards open the tall doors before Staket Vikti. You hear King Trieg's furious cry. He stands in the center of the empty throne room, fists clenched and a soldier's corpse at his feet. Upon seeing you, he fills with anger. Okay. You drop to one knee and remain still. Sheck! What? Sheck's body is at Trieg's feet, pierced by a bolt similar to those of Brand's mercenaries. Brand's father stands beside you. A wrathful king stands before you. He has just lost one of his best men. You have nothing to say. I'm at your service, Your Majesty. I've no doubt about that, Thorn. But I'm more curious as to the identity of my guard commander's assassin. He was killed shortly after I sent him after you. And what's with the bolt? Staket, what's going on in this fortress of yours? I'll have the whole fortress upended, all of it. That scum will never escape retribution. Should we call off the feast? If it were to take place here, you may be in danger, your majesty. We are all in danger, but I will not call off the feast. No scoundrel will change my mind. I laugh in my enemy's face. For now, I wish to speak with Thorn Brenin. Hello, Ho. Wait. Is that my son I see? Thank the gods. Ho, come and stand by your father's side. I'll never let you go again. Well, that probably will make him not want to do that, but sure. Father, don't forget your promise. I remember everything. Believe me, I am quite capable of weighing all the factors before coming to a decision. No harm will come to the blameless. However, some of the things Captain Brenin has done warrant further investigation, which is why I must place him under arrest. My fate is in your hands, your majesty. Everything I've done to save my children. Forgive me, your majesty, but allow me a word in defense of Thorn Brenin. I'm not doing this because he's my son-in-law or the father of my grandchildren, but because I was the military governor of the fortress. That's who you still are, Count. What do you want? And let me remind you that Thorn Brenin will not escape his punishment. I fought with Thorn Brenin side by side. He's worth 12 soldiers. Opacum needs him. I only ask one thing. Please, do not send him to the dungeon until after the feast. I'll vouch for him. I'll even confiscate his sword if it pleases you. I don't want to upset my granddaughter. A reasonable request, Ducat. I will give your son-in-law a couple of hours. Now you will have to excuse me. I hope Sheck's killer is found before the feast is over. The king walks away, leaving his son with you. Hode's lips are tight, his brows knit together. By all signs, he is very determined. To do what? You wish you knew. We are in Opacum, under siege. Many things will be decided here, but I sense your hesitation. Tell me one thing. My father wishes to keep me on a short leash, it seems. I'm of a different opinion. Still in need of a trusted warrior who's good with a throwing knife and won't get cold feet. I mean... yes, but also that. But honestly, I'm sorry, Ho. I love having you on my team and whatever, but yeah. I mean, a bad way with your father already, so yeah. Feels stupid to tempt fate. Yeah, no, I won't tempt the king. Huh? Don't you understand, Thorn? I'll not spend the siege hiding behind anyone. I'll choose a section of the wall to defend, but I'd much rather fight by your side. Do as you please, but Trig is already mad at me. I'm in no position to grab death by the whiskers. I ask that you respect that and refrain from insisting. I understand. Please tell Sop that I relieve him of his duty. He's fulfilled his task and brought me to my father in one piece. Goodbye for now, Captain. I'm sorry. You remain in the dining hall and watch the servants take Sheck's body away. They mop up his blood and set the tables. Guests with bleak faces fill the dining hall. No one touches their food. Gleda takes a seat by your side. Gleda shivers and rubs her shoulders. Dad, it's Brandvikti's bolt. Unique to his bodyguards. But where could he be hiding? Why'd he do this? Sheck was his enemy and could have accused him of stealing, you tell Gleda. As for hiding, Opacum is riddled with secret passages. No one knows them all. Bran has been coming here with his father since he was a boy. Your mother told me that Bran liked to ambush people with the contents of his chamber pot, but no one ever caught him in the act. Tell Gleda to stay alert. You turn to your daughter to warn her and see her scanning the room, hand resting on the hilt of her sword. You're joined by Hopper, who is just as alarmed. Something is amiss in this fortress. It's bad enough that Sheck has been killed, but now they're saying that Staket Victi's son had a hand in stealing funds from Ursus, and he might be hiding here in Opacum. To make matters worse, I have a splitting headache. It may be caused by another's magic, but I'm not sure. Hopper looks around the throne room and shrugs. Perhaps I just need to sleep off this headache. The conversation drowns in the sound of trumpets. Enough talk, you say. Get up, the king's here. The doors open again to let King Trig in. Looking morose, he does not immediately take his seat at the head of the table and deliver a speech. Instead, he takes time to walk around the hall with his entourage, shaking hands and embracing each of his guests. All signs indicate that the feast is a farewell ritual. Well, we want to protect Gleda, so let's do that. Place Gleda behind Hopper. You take Gleda by the shoulders and carefully move her behind Hopper. In times of trouble, there's no need to draw the king's attention. Gleda looks at you and whispers of her discomfort with the situation. She feels like something is about to happen. She looks at you, then again at Trig. The king draws closer. You place your hand on the hilt of your sword. What could possibly go wrong at a feast where all the guests can be trusted? Yeah, but can they? The king approaches. When he reaches you, he stops for a moment, but does not offer his hand. We still need to talk, Thorn Brenin, he says before moving on. You freeze in a courteous bow. The king has shown you that you've fallen from his grace. Everyone wonders what will happen to you now. You expect the worst. Dire thoughts overwhelm you. However, your own fate is not the reason. The king resumes his place on the throne and signals for the feast to commence. The guests grow more talkative and merry the more they drink, but you can still feel the king's piercing gaze upon you. Luckily, the feast does not last long. The room falls silent as the king prepares to deliver an important message. The king rises, pointing to the stain on the floor. On this very spot, a treacherous villain killed my friend Sheck, my commander of the guard. Today, I lament him, just as I would lament any of you, just as you'd lament me. Depends on whose luck runs out first. But this feast is no funeral banquet, Trig continues. It's an occasion to meet new friends and hear important news. No aid is coming. We should brace ourselves for anything. Opacum is thought to be impregnable, and our scouts report only moderate numbers of Frisians. But lest we forget, it is reap time. All Burkanan troops have been mobilized, the king bellows. They protect our homes from the Ensis and other abominations. Opacum is our frontier. It has never been taken, and it shall not be taken while we still live. The feast is over, King Trig announces as the cheering subsides. Everyone return to their defensive positions. Guards, escort Thorn Brenin to the dungeon. Before the guards lead you away, you see Prince Host's eyes flash with rage at his father. The king calmly shakes his head. You don't get to see the rest of the royal spat.
In the place where everything ends, the source of all being must flow. If you don't see it, you're not there yet.
All right. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of Frisians. And that's moderate, apparently. Gee, I wonder how big that army would be otherwise. The awkward feast is over. Apart from King Trig's inspiring speech, there was nothing noteworthy. Something odd was in the air, like a strand of another's magic, but unless you're imagining things, the spell did not work. Beside you is Gleda Brennan, still shaken from the guards taking her father away. You sense mysterious power within the seemingly fragile girl. Philia's power, you suddenly realize, is no lesser. Well, I will be ending this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time, which will probably be the last episode, potentially. We'll see. Anyway, bye!